Broadcasting live all across this country, this is HomeTalk USA. Right here on the Home Improvement Broadcasting Network and the World Wide Web. Air King, one of the manufacturers of indoor air quality technology, ventilation systems, and range hoods, and the 2012 13 Energy Star Partner of the Year for protecting the environment, proudly presents America's favorite home improvement expert, the Cajun contractor, Michael King. You're invited to call the program with any question or comment concerning home improvement, new construction, renovations, home repair, or anything else pertaining to the home. And now, as we begin this hour of Home Talk, the man from the Bayou Land and the host of the show, the Cajun contractor, Michael King.
Hello, America. That's right. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Hello, everyone. I am the Cajun man. I am a Cajun originator. That's right. And please don't accept no substitutions. Welcome, everyone. We're going to be live here for the next 3 hours. That's right, taking your calls, answering your emails. I'm going to be interviewing some of the top home improvement industry experts around the globe. Look, it's all about education and information when it comes to your home projects, and that's what we do here each week and every week. And we're the only home improvement show that gives you access to all of these top home improvement professionals. Man, we have a jam-packed hour for you. We're going to have our good buddy Don Foster, the brickman himself, is going to be here with Masonry Cosmetics. We're going to be talking to him. Hey, we're going to be with him the whole hour. That's right. And we're going to be having some of his clients, distributors all across America calling in, and we're going to have a nice roundabout conversation when it comes to Masonry Cosmetics. We're going to be talking about this proprietary brick staining dye product. Basically, if you have some brick and you want to paint it, well, stop. Don't paint it. Hey, there's a product that you can actually dye, and we're going to be talking about the features and benefits. But before we get to Don Foster, I got some news. That's right. We now in Cajun country. That's right. I want to welcome old Charles Sagona, the operations manager, the director over there at KFXZ 1520 AM, and their sister station KLCJ 104.1 FM, and it's also Home Talk is also going to be simulcast at 98.5. Man, we're talking Lafayette, Abbeville, Opelousas, Jennings, Lake Charles, Hackberry, Cameron, Moss Bluff. All of the Southwest Louisiana stations. So we got that whole area covered now. And the Cajun Man is really happy that Mr. Sagona and all these great stations are now joining us. Well, it took 23 years to get them, but we finally got them. So we want to thank Charles. But let's get the show started, man. Don Foster's on the line right now with Masonry Cosmetics. Hey, Mr. Don, how you doing, my buddy?
Great, Michael. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, I'm excited. All these radio stations coming aboard, man. You know, hey, I got that Southwest Louisiana covered now, my friends.
That is so great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
But hey, Don, tell us a little bit about Masonry Cosmetics, a little bit about your company, and then on the next segment, we're going to have Mr. Mark Durham from Durham Masonry, one of your distributors down in the Evansville, Indiana area. He's going to join us shortly. But let's talk about Masonry Cosmetics. We have all these great affiliates joining us right now. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, you look at your achievement when you said it took 23 years. We're not much more than that. It's 26 years now for us, and we've been changing the color brick, as we like to say, the right way. We have a proprietary proven masonry stain. It's very unique than any other product that's out there, but it is the best product for changing the color, and we say absorbent brick. We need absorption. But it cannot hurt or compromise the brick it is applied to. It won't take a maintenance-free brick and make it a maintenance one. It's the only product I know that can do that. Our process is really, Michael, translucent in nature, as we said before. It's a penetrating stain. That's why we need the absorption, or a lot of times it's really we're creating a slurry, or like you call it, a dye. But when that's absorbed into that brick surface and embeds itself into that pore structure of the brick breathe. Most brick do. A glazed brick doesn't, but most brick breathe. They have that absorption. So we want to absorb into that pore structure of the brick, kind of like a tattoo does on your body. If you're putting a tattoo on your arm or whatever, it absorbs into the pore structure of the skin. We need to absorb into the pore structure of the brick, and it chemically bonds itself to that surface of that brick. So this proprietary proof sustain, it doesn't create a layer. So when it doesn't create a layer, it cannot crack or blister or peel or even flake like other paints and paint-like stains do. So that gives it that uniqueness where it doesn't create a layer. And another neat quality is that there are brick, and it depends on the degree of color that change needed, that we could actually stain that you cannot tell that they're overstained. In fact, we don't seal the brick like a paint can, a paint will, the brick in any way. So we'll leave the brick completely breathable, and the stained brick will get naturally wet, just like an unstained brick right next to it. And if you put a paint or a layer, you know that just can't happen. So truly, Michael, I don't know of another long-lasting product that can make those same claims.
Wow. I was kind of shocked to understand that this process that you and Mr. Rick Connor developed has been around for a long time. So tell us the story. How and why did you get in business, and with your business partner, Rick Connor, came up with this proprietary stain or dye, as I like to call it?
Yeah, Rick and I started in the brick industry. We worked at different plants at the time, and that goes back, over 30 years now. Actually, it goes back probably 35 years now. Boy, we're aging ourselves, right? There's such a need. There was such a need in the area of complaint resolutions where brick did not match the approved sample, or 2 runs of brick got mixed up on a home and building. A lot of times, it's funny, in a school or something, they would finish up the last couple of cubes of brick in the very front. That's where they wrapped up, and those don't match for everybody to see. And they needed really a long-lasting stain, a long-lasting solution that would never hurt or compromise the brick in any way, or not change it from a maintenance-free product to a maintenance one. Why? I got to come back and paint those 2,000 brick every year, or every 5 years or 10 years? No, they wanted a long-lasting solution. And once the proprietary masonry stain that we created, it was really perfect for the mismatch repairs too, and additions where the brick had been discontinued, Michael, after all that time. So, and even more today, it's moved into makeovers, and it's really taken off. Sometimes there'll be a company a store chain that wants to create its own entity, right, by changing the color of the brick to get a consistent theme. Universities are doing a lot more of that now. So basically, it's just a great concept, but we got to be careful. There's other stain companies that are out there that make the same claims, that we do, but they're not long-lasting, and they could hurt or compromise the brick that they apply it to. So I call, these so-called stain companies, they take a perfectly great brick that's maintenance-free, and they make it a maintenance one. So I call these the knockoffs that are out there. They say they're like us. They offer a 25-year warranty. They tell a great story, but I don't even think it's worth the paper it's printed on. And at least to date, Michael, they haven't been able to show me that they have been long-lasting jobs at all. So, basically, Rick and I found the best proprietary product when applied to absorbent brick the right way and in the right conditions. That is the best long-lasting product to change the color of absorbent brick with. And today we can share, finally, over 400 case studies, Michael, to support that claim. And there's no other product out there. Again, I say that so often, but that really has the evidence chain that we do.
Well, hold on that thought right there, Brickman. We're talking to Don Foster with Masonry Cosmetics. We're going to talk, we'll take a short break, hear from some of our great sponsors, and then we're going to have Mr. Matt Durham from Durham Masonry is going to join us with Mr. Foster when we come back off a break. So don't go nowhere. This is HomeTalk USA. I am the Cajun man from the Bayou Land, the originator, not the duplicator. Please don't accept no substitutions. Man, I was green before green was even coal. I'm the Cajun man. Y'all come back now, you hear? Yah-ee! Yah-ee! Welcome back. We do invite all my HomeTalk USA radio listeners to catch our television show. That's right, at HomeTalkTV.com. You can go there and check out all our episodes. We got 61 episodes sitting there. And please enjoy when our radio show and TV show is actually simulcast together. So we're excited. And, hey, our guest today is Don Foster. He is with Masonry Cosmetics. We're talking about their proprietary brick dye staining product. And just shortly, we're going to have Mr. Matt Durham. He is from Durham Masonry in the Evansville, Indiana area. He's going to be joining the show just shortly. And but Don, before the break, though, you were talking a little bit about your history and how you and Rick Connor came up with this proprietary stain. Now, this process is more than just changing the color of brick, right, Don?
Yeah, Yeah, actually, absorption is, the first key to success. So we can do a lot of other masonry. So if once it gets absorbed, we talked about in that surface. So mortar is just fantastic for us to change the color of mortar. We really do well, and mortar, of course, is a real absorbent product if it hasn't been sealed. But we also do block. We do some manufactured stone and a lot of concrete pavers that, have been outdated over time. The concrete pavers just don't seem to hold the color over the years, and we can do that. So, any surface they have when they pour glass or a bottle of water on it, and as you see it gets wet, it darkens, you're seeing it absorbed in that surface, then we can change the color. And really, Michael, the darker the better.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, as you know, Don, for quite some time now, we've always talked about your end, the product and the uses and the features and benefits, but I thought it would be great that we actually hear from one of your customers and one of your contractors that actually uses the product, and I'd like to talk with him. He's on the line right now, Mr. Matt Durham from Durham Masonry out in the Evansville, Indiana area. Hey, Mr. Matt, how you doing, my buddy?
No, I'm doing great, Michael.
Well, I'm glad you're here to try to bail out Don. I just get tired of talking to him for all these years, But, Matt, tell us a little bit about your company and how did you and the Brickman hooked up, and give us a little feedback about this fantastic product because, hey, you actually use it, right?
Yes, I do. I've been using it for about 10 years now. I've been a masonry contractor in the Evansville area since 1989, and actually ran into Masonry Cosmetics by chance on a repair job in 2010, and was really impressed with what they were doing. A car had actually ran into an older home, and they couldn't match the brick, and they hired me to install the brick. And I was kind of blown away because it was a nice home and a nice neighborhood, and the brick were totally different color. The texture was the same, and I was questioning the contractor, what are you doing here, And he said, oh, don't worry about it. We got a stain crew coming in. Well, just by chance, I came back to get my equipment, and they were there staining the brick, and I was really impressed with what they were doing, and reached out to them then, and the rest is history.
It's kind of, me and you kind of share the same story. I've done some jobs using it myself. I still have my construction company. It's still active. We ran into a situation where we had to do this beautiful brick fireplace inside, and the customer wanted to paint it. And I heard about Don's product and got involved and learned a little bit about it. And because as I always say, once you paint it, it's final. It's real. You're dead. Yeah. It's over with. And I said, so I picked me up a little guinea pig. A customer said, hey, let's try this product. And it's just amazing because you can actually develop the color you want. And what's also good, you can come back years from now and restain it another color. You're not just limited to that paint color. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, that is correct. It is. It definitely doesn't hurt the integrity of the brick, and you can do a lot of different things with it.
Yeah, and why? Me and Don has talked about why. Why? So, educate my audience a little bit. Why shouldn't you paint brick? In your opinion, why shouldn't you paint brick? And since you're actually applying this product out in the field, what is the response you're getting, and why this product is really taken off and being as successful has it been over the years?
Well, being in the industry so long, I had ran into issues where people would build brand new homes and paint the color. They wanted the painted look. Well, we have in our particular area, we have a bad mold issue. And, I just witnessed all the problems that were arising with people painting the brick. They're actually taking the breathability of the brick out to where the condensation that forms in the hot air, cold air, exterior, interior, no matter whether it's summer or winter, where that meets, if the brick doesn't breathe, it's going to condensate. And if it can't evaporate through the brick, it causes mold. That was one of my main concerns when investigating Masonry Cosmetics and their product, that I didn't want to get into anything that was going to hurt the integrity of the brick and cause major problems down the road. So after learning the process and the product, I was really impressed and all in at that point.
Wow. And obviously, it's that old saying, keeping up with the Joneses. And if you're putting a product there that people's never seen before, or it has the look the way this dye creates, it creates a little buzz because somebody always wants what the other person has. And if they're seeing something they've never seen before, it makes your company. So as a business owner, you're offering something that pretty much nobody in your area offers. So it makes you an elite contractor. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I've found success in my business as having an edge, and the edge can't always be dollars. It has to be above that. I mean, you got to be competitive, but so I always use my edge in quality. And that was a big draw to me with this product, too, because you get errors in brick manufacturing. Well,
Matt, I hate to cut you off, though. Hey, give us your website and your phone number, because we've got some affiliates down in the area. But how do we reach you if they want to talk to you?
I've got a website. It's Durham Masonry Aesthetics. That is up and running, and then any of the brickyards around the tri-state.
What's your phone number?
My phone number is area code 812-430-7825.
812-430-7825. Hey, Matt, thank you so much for being our guest, and I know Don thanks you, too. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with Don Foster from Masonry Cosmetics, and we have another guest, Mr. Chris Ehler from Ehler Masonry Cosmetics. Welcome back to the only home improvement show dedicated to you, the American consumer. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the World Wide Web at HomeTalkUSA.com. Our guest today is Mr. Don Foster. I call him the Brickman himself with Masonry Cosmetics. We're talking about their proprietary stain or dye product. If you just joined us, we had Mr. Matt Durham from Durham Masonry out in the Evansville, Indiana area was our guest, one of the contractors that use the Masonry Cosmetics product. Brickman, I tell you, man, he was an amazing guest, and, man, it's just great to get some feedback from, I call them the foot soldiers, the guys that the companies and the contractors that's on the front line actually using the product,
Oh, it really is, and you can see how smart these people are. They help me to learn. I learn from them. The more these added contractors that we do and their experiences and all the years that Matt said, 1989 or whatever, he goes back and he knows so much about, he has his own masonry crew and he's full-time mason, and, on top of this, doing staining, he does both. It's almost two companies in one. What an amazing, trip that he's been on, and I get to learn from him. We get to help each other, and it just makes us stronger. United, we're strong. We really are.
Well, he's a mason. Now, let's face it, everybody, I'm making an analogy to my audience. It's like the difference between, let's talk the difference between a mason and a bricklayer. It's the same difference of talking to, a CPA and a bookkeeper. You follow them? Do the same thing. But, a mason is, an expert in its craft.
Yes.
They take bricks and masonry, to another level because they're really on the top of the, I call it on top of the brick food chain. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing, and it's the same thing. But let's talk about Don. Can you give us an update on where the case studies are? Though I think it's great that you have taken time to go back and look at certain products. I mean, I know this is very important to you, and I want to cover that today before we get Mr. Chris Ehler, another one of your contracting firms that use the products from Elite Masonry Staining. He's going to be our guest when we come back off a break. We're going to hear from him, and I think he's down in the Tennessee area, the Arkansas area. So let's talk about the case studies, Don.
Yeah, we currently, right now, because we're slow, because it's winter, we need to warm up to really apply the product, that we need to apply. But we currently have 3 teams, plus Rick and myself, that are out traveling. We're really covering over 8 to 10 states. I just came back a couple of days ago from Alabama looking at a big school we did all the mortar on. And we're looking at a lot of these older jobs. We're documenting what those jobs look like today compared to what they look like all those years ago when we stained them. We actually have pictures that we took then, before and after, and we go back now and see what they look like. And finally, Michael, we are over 400 case studies, I mentioned earlier, over 400 case studies. And we don't just have a piece of paper or warranty. We warranty what we do, but it's not a piece of paper warranty that's not worth anything. But these proven case study after case study that show that we have the best process. And it's not just that, but it's extremely the right process to change the color of brick and mortar without changing the characteristics of that product. So I always like to say we have a product that is proven because it lasts, and you and I have talked about this so many times that performance in the field over time is the best test possible for someone to see.
Yep. Now, you talked about starting case studies for brick homes that were painted. How's that going again, and why is that really important to you, though, the case studies themselves?
We're just getting into it, and I love brick. I love masonry. I mean, it's the best building product there is, second to none. And it's meant to be a maintenance-free product. I mean, that's what it's manufactured to be. And paint compromises all that. And I'm talking about exterior brick. And paint, as you heard Matt say earlier, it can trap moisture in the brick and cause a lot of problems. And especially located in just not where you talk about the hot and cold, but more specifically the freeze-thaw markets, it can actually damage a brick and cause it to spall. Not that brick can't spall without being painted, but paint sure can help that process along in that. So I'm an expert, I tell you, when it comes to the coatings for brick, with the glazes and clay coats and englobes and slurries. But I need to study further to get deeper in the effect paint has on brick. Now that I'm out there in my public figure, everybody's coming to me and asking me about paint. Is there a kind of paint? Is there every time you can recommend a paint? And you know what? I need to understand paint even more. I know it can compromise the brick, at times hurt it, as I said, but I need to understand the different on, the paints and the different products and different types of brick and textures. And, brick are made all different types, right? So now primers are being used, Michael. What effect does that have on a brick when it comes time to repaint? And can you get all the paint off a brick? You really can't. And so over the next 2-year study, I hope to be an expert or at least know a lot more on the effect paint has on masonry brick and mortar wall, system. And I'll share that to all those interested.
Yeah. Now, I know you're working on certifying, I call it certifying a nation, and I know you have a school / training center, and it's located in South Bend. What is your motivation you have for doing that, opening up that certification school?
No, that's such a great question. So the last few years, we've topped out as a company. There's more work than we could ever handle, and it's such a growing business. And people are realizing that we do have the right process, but we cannot get to their projects, and then they're settling for the knockoff stain companies that are out there. A lot of these companies make promises that sound good, but the product's not long-lasting, and some of them are watered-down paint. So you just have to smell the product before it's applied or throw some water on the wall after it's stained to even see that. And our life, our passion is totally based on changing the color absorptive brick when needed, the right way with the right product. And we're looking for a few good contractors to partner with coast to coast. We do good, Michael, up here, Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan, but we can't get everywhere.
You're right. Well, we're going to take a short break. We're talking to Don Faulkner right now. He's with Masonry Cosmetics, talking about their proprietary brick /stain product. Right here on HomeTalk USA. We're also going to have one of his clients, contractors, one of the construction firms in the Arkansas area. That's going to Chris Elar with Elite Masonry Things going to be our guest with Don when we come back off a break. Kind of tongue tie there a minute, but this is HomeTalk USA right here on the Home Improvement Broadcasting Network, streaming live on the World Wide Web. Always support your local dependent hardware stores and garden centers. Let's pledge the higher vet today. I'm the Cajun Man. Y'all come back now, you hear? Yay! Welcome back, America, to the only home improvement show dedicated to you, the American consumer. Don't forget to check out our website at HomeTalkUSA.com if you want to check out some past radio shows, some past TV shows. If you want to look up some of our great sponsors. Let's talk about our sponsors a second, because without them, there's no Cajun Man. Without them, there's no Home Talk. So if you could really help our sponsors and look at all the great companies we have, please help them out. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. Hey, we're talking to, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Don Foster. He's with Masonry Cosmetics. We're talking about their proprietary brick staining / dye product. Having a great conversation. And just shortly, we're going to have one of the contractors that actually use the product down in the great state of Arkansas. He's going to be on shortly. Mr. Chris Seiler is going to be our guest from Elite Masonry Staining. But Don, I tell you, let's. We're talking about before the break, though. We're talking about your school, your training center. What kind of contractors you're actually looking for?
Well, for example, Michael, mason contractors and restoration companies do really well, especially when they do all that repair work or match work or those things. They wanted to look at a better product. They find the best match they can, but the mortar's not quite right or the brick, they get as close as they can, and then they could use the color to sharpen it. And it's easy to apply our product, but you still need to be trained. You cannot apply our product like paint. I always like to use that example, the old Karate Kid show, the wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Once you don't understand it, you can do it really well, but you need to follow those guidelines. And we use color theory most of the time as the background that the brick plays a part in all we do. So all that really plays a role versus someone just blanketing a color and just do a blanket paint job, a layer on something and kill the background. We'll utilize it.
Well, on the line right now, with that being said, we have Mr. Chris Seiler. He's one of your contractors that pretty much handles the state of Arkansas. He's on the line right now. One of your new contractors. He's been with you for about a year now, and maybe we can get some feedback from Chris, from a contractor that's actually using the product. Hey, Mr. Chris Seiler, how's all my great people in the state of Arkansas, which I love dearly?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, Arkansas and Louisiana, they got a very special relationship, except when it comes to football, But,
That's right.
Hey, Chris, your company's called Elite Masonry Staining, right?
Yes, sir.
Where are you exactly located?
We're actually located in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I've got a partner, Buddy Cobble. We're co-owners on Elite Masonry Staining.
All right.
And we pretty much travel the state of Arkansas or go wherever is needed to go to take care of our customers. So.
Now, Don, you told me off the air that Chris has been with you for about a year now. Tell us that relationship. How Chris hooked up with you guys?
Oh no, they are some really far advanced as far as business thinking and business minded and looking for opportunities. And they saw that we're certifying, and they are just the new upcoming group that you'll see. I just can't imagine what they'll look like, 10 years from now. Look at what we talked about, how far he's come. But
yeah.
Chris and them have come the same way, and they're two great guys, him and Buddy, and they are really taking this by storm. And they'll be the new upcoming company as far as the staining industry goes.
Chris, how is your area really responding to this this new, well, I'm not going to use that word new, but this proprietary stain dyeing product you're using? I mean, what was your first reaction when you first learned about it? You couldn't believe that they actually had a product that was better than painting your bricks, Chris?
That's correct, yes. And the reaction that we get a lot of times is not just the information as far as how long has this been around or how long is it going to last. Just the general questions that we get asked, just like Don's always been asked. How long is it going to stay there? So, I don't know, buddy. You got anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say for us, both of us have background in the brick business, and we saw a need for it for years. We were selling brick, and people would come in and say, I need to match this brick for a pool house or a attached garage or something like that. And, sadly, we would tell them that, hey, I'm sorry, that brick's not made anymore. We can't do that. And now we feel like we've got a more complete toolbox because we can tell people, hey, don't worry about it. It's not made anymore. We can match it. Just put up something close, and we'll match it up. So it really, gives something to the customer that that we haven't been able to get before.
Well, hold on that thought right there. We're going to have to take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to all of you guys here at HomeTalk USA. We're having a great conversation with Don Foster with Masonry Cosmetics and Mr. Chris Seiler and Mr. Buddy Cobble sitting here with Elite Masonry Staining out in the Arkansas area talking about this fantastic product right here on HomeTalk USA. Don't forget, I'm streaming live on the World Wide Web at HomeTalkUSA.com. Always support your local independent hardware stores and garden centers, and let's pledge to hire a vet today. I'm the Cajun Man from the Bayou Land. I'm the originator, not the duplicator. Please don't accept no substitutions. Man, I was green before green was even cool. Y'all come back now, you hear? Yahee! Welcome back, all of you, America, streaming live on the World Wide Web at HomeTalkUSA.com. We're having a great conversation with Mr. Don Foster. I call him the Brickman himself with Masonry Cosmetics. And we're also talking to one of their contractors that actually uses the product. We have Mr. Chris Seiler. He's and Mr. Buddy Cobble with Elite Masonry Staining out in the whole state of Arkansas. They cover some other areas. But, guys, Chris and Buddy, you heard before the break about Don's school and the training school, and you guys have been a byproduct of that. But I think the biggest plus here is that you have a product here that pretty much nobody has in your area, and this has got to step up your company and put them above and head and shoulders of all your competition down in your area. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it just gives you something that nobody else has. That's always nice to have a little niche market that, Don and the guys up at Masonry Cosmetics, they brought us up for training. And, in the back of our minds, we always thought that was, some mysterious person that, came in from, states far away to do those kind of stain jobs. And we found out pretty quickly that even, two rednecks from Arkansas can figure this out and make it happen.
Well, that's fantastic. But what we have been talking about over years with Don is, I was never a proponent of painting your brick because we all see the damages of painting a brick. I always say, once you paint a brick, it's final. When this dye system, this stain system, it's not final because you have so much. You can change the color in the future. You're not limited. There's just so much pluses to this product, right?
Yeah, that's the important thing to note is that, before we got linked up with Masonry Cosmetics and became a certified contractor, we kind of naively thought that all stains were alike, and that's not the case. There's some stains out there that, for lack of a better term, they're better than paint.
Buddy, I'm sorry to break you up. Hey, let's get that phone number and your website of your company because we got to go. And you want to just tell them goodbye, Don, right quick?
Yes, goodbye, guys. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Don't go nowhere, Don. Hey, give me your website and your phone number, buddy.
EliteMasonryStaining.com, 870-919-2578.
870-919-2578. Hey, Don, thank you so much. Give me your website, Don. How can we learn about Masonry Cosmetics?
Hey, just go to www.MasonryCosmetics.com.
Say it one more time.
MasonryCosmetics.com. You'll find us.
Thank you so much. Hey, well, we got to run. Whoa, what a great hour. Stay tuned. I'm the Cajun Man from the Bayou Land, and this is HomeTalk USA, streaming live on the World Wide Web. Yahoo!